Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. Feeling great on a Tuesday. This is going to be a very fun hour. In 15 minutes, we'll get to the baseball card that we have coming up. I think I'm going to call this a Hall of Fame submission for what we were talking about earlier today. Biggest betting whiffs of your entire career. I think I was choking during one of the breaks, laughing out loud when I read this. And here, more great betting content as a longtime friend of this show on the network. Lou Finocchiaro joins the program on the Progressive Guest Line. We'll get some win totals with him. And I think some betting whiffs as well. Lou, good afternoon. Thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. It's such a great, exciting time of the year.
Well, you're looking good with the scruff. You got to make that a mainstay here, pal.
I can grow it on my fingernails, just not on my head.
All right. So a couple years ago, you came on, said, gentlemen, I got one for you. And people were like, I'm not so sure, Lou. The Chiefs are going to go under. They did. Last year, we were in lockstep. We love the Niners to go under. Never a sweat. This year, we can't wait. What do you want to do with the Buffalo Bills?
The first thing I want to say here is that this handicap this year with the Bills feels so much similar to the handicap 2 years ago with the Chiefs. I'm so glad you mentioned that. At the time, I thought the Chiefs had very little chance, based on the analytics, to make 12 wins as a team. I thought they could win the division, the conference, and the Super Bowl, and in fact, they did all of that. But if you'll remember, Antonio Pierce brings the Raiders to a Monday night game in Kansas City, and that's where that season win total was won. Here's one thing that I absolutely know about the NFL, and that is right now, guys, nobody knows a dadgum thing. I've put in hours and hours of study on each team over the last month, and I know zero. Okay, the difference is when we get to week one and now, most people believe they know something when they don't, and I think those bets make it easy for the contrarian to read the people that don't know they don't know and go the opposite way. And I think this Bills handicap this year is one. And so here's how I will start with the Bills positives. I mean, coaching continuity means a ton. They have coaching continuity, no turnovers in the ranks. Quarterback Allen, a superstar. I will say this, they're very, very tied to quarterback Allen. They have the fifth easiest strength of schedule in the NFL this year. That's easily a positive. And their offensive line, they budget 14th amount of money in the NFL to their O-line, but the O-line performs better to a 9 or 10 rank. Now, the front seven is in need of some repair, but they bring in Joey Bosa. That's a positive. And they play an easier schedule of pass offenses this year, which is really going to help the weakest secondary in all of the NFL, the Buffalo Bills secondary. But they play tougher defenses this year, so the offense is going to see a much more challenging, they're going to be challenged more, and they also play a much more difficult schedule of rush offenses. So that defensive front seven is going to be tested. Now, here are the concerns with the Bills, and I'm going to use notes, so I want to get this right. In the last 3 years, they've played 58 games because of playoffs and everything. That's 19.1 games a year. That's a lot of games, guys. And so defense, we're going to talk a little bit about the defense, which is foundational to this handicap. NFL average in a playoff loss, NFL average defenses give up 18 points. The last playoff losses for the Bills, let's go last 5 playoff losses for the Bills, they've given up 24.6 points to opposing offenses. Last year, the Bills, plus 28 in the turnover ratio. I mean, there hasn't been a plus 24 in a decade in the NFL. So let's go back the last decade, okay? And let's track any team that finish the season with 10 or better turnovers and track them to the following year. Every team at 10 or more, and the average of that decade was 12.5 turnovers. Average wins for those teams, 11.1. The next year, the average wins were 9.2 because the turnovers went from over 10 to plus 2.3. There will be turnover regression for the Bills this year. Make no mistake about it. Now let's talk a little bit more about their defense, which is really not good. And don't take my word for it. Let's track this. 2023, 10th in yards allowed. 2024, 24th in yards allowed. 2023, the Bills forced punts at the 9th best rate in the NFL. Last year, 31st rate. Last year, the Bill D was absolutely horrendous, but they were bailed out by a plus 24 turnover ratio. That is foundational as to what's going to happen this year. Last year, the Bills defense was 30th in that they allowed 36% of opponents' drives to get into the red zone. Again, they were non-existent, but turnovers changed everything for them. Now, let's get into some net rest. 2016 to 2024, that's an 8-year span. The Bills averaged +4 net rest, third best in the NFL. This year, however, the Bills have a net 7 negative rest advantage. That is 28th in the NFL. So there's a huge difference from what they're used to what they're going to get this year. Further, weeks 10 to 18, the Bills have a negative 10-day rest, again, backloaded into the schedule, and they have 5 games where their opponent has more than 7 days to prepare for them. I see regression in the Bills' turnovers. The Bills' offense, let's talk about them a little bit. 18.1 touchdowns last year, above expectation. That's coming down, guys, based on the defenses they're facing. And oh, by the way, have we even mentioned that running back Cook has said that he deserves his money? You got a potential holdout in the running back. Injury luck last year. Last year, the Bill offensive line was the second healthiest in the league, 80% continuity. That's going to be hard to hold again this year. Finally, each week 1 starter for the Bills. I hope you can't hear that jet going overhead. Each week 1 starter for the Bills played 900 plus snaps last year. These are all items that alone mean very, very little, but taken together paint a picture for me of a team that's driven by a great quarterback. Anything. This kid, Allen, gets a hangnail and misses a couple games. The Bills are in big trouble. Offensive line health is going to be hard to mimic what they did last year. Got the Cook holdout. You had that 18.1 TD above expectation, the great amount of turnovers. Last season was a perfect storm for the Bills. They won, 13 games, won a playoff game or 2. This year, I believe they are a real threat for the division, for the conference, and for the Super Bowl, but I don't believe they're winning 12 games, and here's how I want to bet it. At DraftKings currently, which is where I was able to pry the best price, under 11.5 is a plus 145. Now, if you can shop and find a better number, that's great. Under 10.5, usually if you can find a full point or a full 100 basis points difference, meaning if we could find the Bills at 10.5 under minus 245, that'd be a pretty good number. But most everywhere around the country where you look, I've been scouring, the Bills under 10.5 is a minus 200, except for one place. What's that place? The Circa. Circa has the Bills under 10.5 plus 275. And I think there's a real strong reason why they have that. I think it's because they're getting a lot of action on the Bills overs. And I'm more than willing, based on what I've just shared, to put myself into each of those 2 bets, which I've already made. Under 11.5 at plus 145, as well at Circa under 10.5 at plus 275.
Good God, that was awesome. Such good analysis, and I hope it comes in for you, just based on how much time and research you put into that for sure. You also gave out the Cowboys a couple of weeks ago with us under You Like It More even now. Quickly, we're up against it about 90 seconds here. You have a couple of big betting whiffs in your career. What are they?
Yeah, the big betting whiffs in my career. First one, taking Mike Spinks against Mike Tyson in the 90-second demolish. I didn't even get to drink my cocktail. The next one was one I was on the right side of, and that's the Dodgers when they played the A's in 1988. The A's were the amazing A's, and they were going to roll through the Dodgers, but Kirk Gibson crawls out of the dugout, hits a home run to tie it up, and the Dodgers win 5-4 in game one and go on to win the series 4 games to one. Excuse me.
So what was the one with Tyson you said?
Tyson faced Mike Spinks.
Right, you forgot.
Tyson was 12-15 to 1, and I knew Mike Spinks was going to knock him out, and Tyson knocked Mike Spinks out in 90 seconds.
Okay, all right.
He wet himself in the ring.
Yeah.
He was so scared.
He was scared out of his mind.
He was.
All right, follow him on X. He's at Gamlu. Absolutely worth a follow after that breakdown. Thank you, pal. That was dynamite.
Thanks so much, guys. Good luck, everybody.
Be good.
Final week to grab our football special, just $175. Your all-access pass, the VSiN Pro Access, across every sport through the Super Bowl. The NFL Guide's already out. College Football Guide hits next week. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber today. Get it. The daily email with all the best bets, every host and guest, the betting splits. Get it now before Thursday night. VSiN.com/subscribe, $175 through the Super Bowl.
Starting pitchers are on a 14-2 overrun with their K-prop against one of the best teams in baseball. Find out who next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Well, that was so good from Lou Finocchiaro in the previous segment. If you missed it, you can always go back and find the Follow the Money podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We are on a string of having just phenomenal guests now for like weeks in a row. And based on what I'm looking at right now on my phone, I believe Lou Finocchiaro just moved the markets here at Circa. Because, guys, I think the screen said under 12.5 minus 150 when he was on. It's now minus 155, and he said how under 10.5 was plus 270 or plus 275. It's now plus 265. So they moved it, I think, here a little bit after he talked about that. What do you think of that overall? You did not see the Bills coming?
No. I tried to get it out of him for 3 weeks. He wouldn't give it up. He was saving it for I guessed Eagles. I guessed Lions. I guessed Chiefs again. And he goes, you're going to fall off your chair. He shocked me. I know we went over the turnover stuff on the show a couple times with Buffalo, turnover margin. But that's hats off to him if it comes in.
Sure,
excellent points, great breakdown. Then, the comeback is the easy division. Can they go 6-0 in the division? He's right. Everyone loves them. If we're all thinking alike, we're not thinking. I'll tell you some hot takes and some great opinions from the guests today. Right? Between Thor, the Johnson thing's going to be a disaster, and watch out for the Vikings.
Paul, that's the first time I've heard that from anybody.
It absolutely is. Total disaster, he said.
Yeah. And the reason
Horrible fit, yeah.
I can actually buy into that when he said that Johnson is a guy who needs his quarterback to play within structure and on timing. Yeah. And he said Caleb Williams is the exact opposite. And that's been my problem with Caleb going all the way back to like his last year at USC. This guy always improvs and ad-libs out there on the football field. He has never played within structure. Mm-hmm. And so if Johnson cannot get him to do that, then I can see it actually not going well whatsoever. And not just this year, but the whole time that Johnson's going to be there working with the guy.
Yeah.
But so everything that Lou said about the Bills, though, on the bad does make sense. And I read all that stuff with him as well, right? The turnover stuff can't happen, Paul.
No.
They were plus 24 last year. If we could bet on that, it would be like minus $7 million that they're not going to have a plus 24 in turnover differential again this year.
Will the defense improve? I mean, it sounds like they're going against great quarterbacks. And with that schedule, I know.
5th easiest schedule in the entire league.
Yeah. It's a big boy. He was right on Kansas City. And his under 8.5 on Dallas looks great, too.
Well, that
Carson, the corner's out 4 to 6. The guard's out 2 to 3 months. I mean...
By the way, did Let me double check that right now. I think the Cowboys win total has completely moved because of, well, several factors, because people are betting against them for the most part, but also the off season and now like camp with some of these injuries.
Yep.
I'll get it here in a second. It looks like, 8.5 under now is minus 165.
Yeah.
You can find under money, plus money under 7.5 right now if you want. Lou actually, when he was on talking about the Cowboys a couple of weeks ago, he actually did not rule out last place in the East and worst record in football.
That's right. That is 35-1. And if you want to get nuts with Thor, Bears are 50-1.
For worst record.
Yes. Lou did recommend that with Dallas, 35-1.
Yeah, he did.
Good point. And also, looking at Phil Steele's magazine and what Thor said, he has Oklahoma preseason top 10.
Wow.
So that's good too. And I wrote that up in the guide that I like Oklahoma. You can find Oklahoma over 7.5 plus money between the quarterback coming in from Washington State and the schedule, and that's
well. You can also
factor to win. Playoff. That's a big price too. Oklahoma to make the playoff, but that's another good one out there. Oklahoma over the win total.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Like if you really like Oklahoma this year, like the SEC is getting 4 teams in, maybe 5. Who knows?
3.5 heavily juiced to the over at DraftKings.
Sure.
Yep.
If you like them a lot this year, and you're making like bets like that, I think you have to take a slice of them to make the playoffs because that number that is out there is pretty large. Mm-hmm. It's not like 10-1, but again, August 1st is this week. College football is right around the corner. And like sharp people who I trust really think the Sooners are going to be a factor this year.
I agree. I think over the win total, yeah. 6.5, 7.5, and 7.5 is plus money. So how about Uncle Lou going heavy here with even the plus 275?
Yeah, on the under 10.5.
Yeah, the Bills. So under 10.5, and then under. How about the 12.5?
That to me makes sense.
You didn't mention that. There's 12.5 under minus 140. Are they going to go 13-4? My God, they could lose to Baltimore week 1, the revenge game. We blew the game. What happened? Andrews, come on.
By the way, the more projections I look at, the more Baltimore's at the very top of the list. Like this is like they have the best chance to win the Super Bowl out of every team in the league.
Yes, here we go. I know. Love them every year.
Well, I mean,
and it's just the nonsense happens playoff time. Ridiculous turnovers, stuff goes against them. How do you lose to Tennessee? How do you blow that game at home to Kansas City? Minus
500 plus yards against Tennessee.
Well, yeah. To lose point, look at the playoff game. Andrews fumbles. Andrews wide open. Lamar with the ridiculous turnover when they're driving. I mean, the beat goes on.
The beat goes on and the beat goes on.
That's good.
Yeah, I think those two teams are, well.
It's getting fun. Looking at everything. I mean, even to point out the Navy, we got Navy Memphis Thanksgiving night.
It's a big
That's
one.
Another one.
Could be massive, obviously, in that league.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the way, we have a very good tweet today on biggest betting whiffs of your career on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I can't wait to share that with you coming up in about 10 minutes. Let me share one here tonight with you in Major League Baseball. Now, I bet this earlier in the day. It's Michael Soroka going for the Nationals. I bet his outs prop under 16.5 at minus 115. I have since cashed out, and I got all my money back. The reason why I bet it is because I saw a bunch of tweets earlier this morning saying that Soroka is going to get dealt before the deadline. And Jim Bowden, 2 hours ago, tweeted out, this is on top of everything else I was reading today, including tweets from like John Morosi, but Bowden tweeted out, the Nationals are expected to move both right-handed pitchers, Mike Soroka and Kyle Finnegan, by 6 p.m. on Thursday. So you have several baseball insiders tweeting this out. And the reason why I cashed out, because the market was moving, it's now, his outs prop tonight is 17.5. I'm looking at like minus 125 now. Like, is everybody in the world betting him to go over?
Houston can't hit?
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But my whole thing was, if he's going to get traded on Thursday, like they're basically saying it's going to happen, it's a lock. So then, do they really trot him out there for 6+ innings in this game tonight? It seems unlikely, but
I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. But they're looking at it that Houston's lost 5 in a row, and 11-12 at home, and during this losing streak, they've scored 8 runs.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't even do it. We were getting no hit in the 5th. Yes, finally scored the first run of the game, finally. But getting no hit in the 5th.
I forgot to pay attention to that. That streak snapped.
One. Yeah, sneaks. Yeah, they led 1-0. Scored in the 5th. Lost the game, though. But I thought they'd break out of it as well. It wasn't even close with the team total. They are in a major funk here. And, to get this, you get swept by the A's, and now the Nats take you out?
Yeah.
I mean, George Alexander's $1.25 here. At home. Think about that.
Yeah.
Against the Nationals.
Yikes.
Oh.
Well, okay, Cubs-Brewers here. Priester's been really good. Last 4 starts, 23-plus innings, a 3 ERA. FIP exactly the same. 9.5 Ks per 9.
This is under the radar.
A couple of walks, but also not giving up a lot of home runs. They are $1.25 in the game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What's under the radar?
They've won his last 10 appearances. He's had 7 starts in that stretch and 8-0 with a 2.53.
Yeah, very good.
This is wild what he's doing. Because you think Peralta and Miz, but now it's what Priester's doing. So, but here we go, my friend. You can't handicap human emotion.
Here to go full circle now.
They're wearing the Sandberg patch.
Yes, they are.
Counsell told the team right after the game. And he was an ambassador and always around with the guys, and everyone loved him.
He's a legend in that city and throughout that clubhouse, and absolutely.
There you go. Win one for Rhino. Dick Butkus passes away on Monday Night Football. Fields looks like Joe Namath.
Yeah.
They destroy Washington.
Are we gonna look back tomorrow, the day that we're doing biggest whiffs ever, not bet the Cubs and they're going to win 8-1?
Yeah.
And say, how the hell did we not bet them last night? Great job, Paul.
I think they'd wanted that one. They got the patch. I saw the patch story.
Yeah.
Some great quotes, too, out of the locker room, the clubhouse last night. Circa Survivor, the quest for $14.2 million, will make its debut next Tuesday here on VSiN. The 10-part documentary on the world's largest legal football contest follows contestants as they chase the $14 million prize. Episodes air August 5th through the 9th and August 12th through the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern on VSiN. Visit VSiN.com/survivor, VSiN.com/survivor. They are on pace for 21,000.
Wow. How about your fee in that game? Cubs to score 1 in the first and team total over tonight.
I'm
with
in.
The human emotion.
I'm in.
All right. I don't think I'm exaggerating here. A Hall of Fame betting whiff that we'll share with you coming up next here on Follow the Money.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, we got creative with the Cubs-Brewers game. How to bet it tonight. We'll tell you about that coming up in Pocket Plays in 15 minutes. So throughout the show today, we've been talking about biggest betting whiffs or regrets that you kind of didn't make in your career. Some of the examples. I gave out this one yesterday, and the reason why we thought about it is because, again, to remind people, or for the people chiming in for the first time listening to the show, a buddy of mine in the Pacific Northwest, Chad, I was looking at the text again today. Wanted to cry.
Oh.
May 30th, over and over and over again, multiple texts sent, going back and forth. Cal Raleigh to win the MVP, 120, 125 to 1. Didn't make it. How's that feel today?
Yeah.
Not very good.
I know. I know.
So you had, what years were?
Man City.
Yeah.
The 98 Vikings, the 07 Patriots, the 2019 Milwaukee Bucks, and the 2010 Broncos, who kept winning games somehow with Tim Tebow. And they were throwing for like 70 yards a game.
And you kept losing money on them. Other examples, it ties into human emotion, right? I brought up Kobe Bryant's last game. You just knew that he was going to go. His points prop was low 20s, I think, in that game. He goes for 60. Julian Edlow chiming in. The night that LeBron set the all-time scoring record in the NBA a couple years ago in February, he needed 36. He was low 30s.
Good one.
It was on national TV. Everybody was making a big deal out of it. We brought up the Saints' first home game after Katrina. People have been chiming in with the first game back. The first game played in New York City after 9/11. The Mets played.
Very good.
Yes.
We interviewed Piazza. Hit the home run. What a moment for him. Oh.
I said the day after the Bartman game.
Yep.
The game after. The Cubs weren't going to win that game.
Yep.
And then also Game 7, 2002, Western Conference Finals.
Sorry, that was a weird game and a weird start, though. Like, Kerry Wood had nothing, but he hit a home run.
He came up, he was too jacked up.
They had the lead, and he was terrible. And
Remember,
I let the city down, he said, after the game.
That wasn't the first pitch after the home run. He threw the ball like 8 feet over the catcher's head.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. All right, so this is from Donnie. This is a good one. This is going to take a second. 2005 Kentucky Derby. Back in the day, no apps, no internet options. Had to physically go to the track to bet. Asked my now ex-wife if she wanted me to bet any horses for her. She says, yeah, bet an exacta for a boy's birthdays. The 10th and the 18th. Since it's the only time you'll ever find an 18 horse. I get to the track and see the 10 is Giacomo. I'm thinking, I'm not betting this mule. What is Giacomo, French? Then I see the 18 is something called closing argument 70-1. No, that's a hard pass. Never even think twice about it. That evening, we're at a friend's derby party. The race is run, and I have no piece of it. Meanwhile, she's going nuts. We won! We won! We won! No. It was a 10 and the 18. I'm standing there like the biggest jackass in the world and have to tell her, again, at his friend's party, I didn't bet it. But don't worry, that $2 bet only paid $9,800.
Get out of here. The exacta paid 10 grand?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Still to this day, it's the largest exacta payout in Derby history. Looking back, it was probably the beginning of the end to our marriage. Every Derby day, I get numerous calls and texts from friends and family reminding me to play the 10 and the 18.
Oh, my God.
That is absolutely classic.
Got to get him something.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Get him a gift. Bill, send him some merchandise, Bill 80. Send him
Is
something.
that good? I don't even think about it twice.
10 grand.
$2. Still the biggest ever in Derby history.
That's insane.
Pay our kids' birthdays.
Oh, my God.
Sure, you got it. I get to the track.
What the try pay? Oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
That's a phenomenal story.
Wow.
Never even thought about it. This mule.
Oh, man.
I'm going to bet that. Giacomo. Oh, that's awesome.
This is on Twitter, by the way. You can get us at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. I mentioned this before the break. It had to do with the Baltimore Ravens, right? And this is from Alan Berg, who's a longtime Vegas odds maker, who was super high on Lamar Jackson in Baltimore going into that season. And I got to try to find the
2 years ago or last year?
No, 2019, his second year.
When they, 15-2, whatever, 14-2, lost to Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he loved him.
Okay.
Why? Because I believed in Lamar Jackson, and I thought he was going to have a breakout season. I had tickets 40-1, all the way up to 55-1 on the Ravens before the year. Number 1 overall seed, knocked out first round of the playoffs. Lamar MVP was 200-1. Did not have a penny on him.
Oh. He didn't do that, but he did team. Oh, man.
Yep. I responded by saying, 6 years later, and you can still taste that one.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Double-digit favorite. Again, that's what they do, though.
I know.
Turnover city. Weird stuff happens to them. It's unfortunate.
There's also somebody chiming in on Twitter earlier today. Get the name for you here. In 2024, he played one of those pools like at ESPN.com.
March Madness, or?
He played NHL and the NBA. You filled it out, who's going to win each round, and then you kind of do it from there. It was only a year ago. He entered the online bracket contest. This is from Chris. He correctly picked all 8 first-round series in each sport. The odds for that 16-leg parlay worked out to 989-1. That feeling when the last one won was not fun. Even a 5 or a 10 spot there would have been pretty big.
Yeah.
So he played it but never bet like a round robin or a parlay of any sort. And they all got there, Pauly. That's not easy to do, especially when you're chiming in or filling out the NHL. NHL can be total chaos.
Mm-hmm. Did you think that 88 World Series was over when Gibson went deep? That's interesting. The Mighty A's.
I mean, that's a long time ago, but I would probably say yes.
He was right about the Mighty A's, and they big favorites. They got swept by the Reds.
Remember that? They were huge price. They're favorites against the Reds.
Lose to the Dodgers in 5, and then you take out the Giants in the earthquakes in '89. But that was...
They only won one. More disappointing, the A's to only win one or the Braves to only win one.
Oh, the Braves.
Because they won the division 14 straight years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but Evan Maddox and Smoltz?
But those A's teams were so good.
So were the Braves.
No, I know they were.
I mean, they had McGriff and Klesko and Pendleton. So many guys that could hit. Chipper Jones, that pitching staff. How can you blow it? I mean,
Dave Stewart, Bob Welch, Dennis Eckersley, Carney Lansford, Terry Steinbach, Henderson, the Bash brothers.
Yeah, that Dodger team wasn't that good.
No, they were not.
It was just Hershiser.
That was it. The guy was the Bulldog for a reason.
Right. I was
Couldn't
stunned.
touch him.
Yeah, I was stunned they beat the Mets.
Yeah.
Like the Mets owned them in the regular season. And I don't even remember that much about the Reds team, other than Rio.
You know who else was stunned? Harvey Keitel in Bad Lieutenant.
Cal Daniels. We got to talk to Mad Dog again. He's in the movie. Yeah, I didn't know it'd be that kind of picture. I got to tell you.
I brought that up to him on the air. I think he was kind of shocked that I actually asked him about that.
Uh-huh.
He probably hasn't been asked about that movie too many times.
No way. That's some picture.
I would say this.
And then Nick Cage did with Bad Lieutenant 2 or whatever
which was
it's
actually
called.
Pretty good, I thought.
It is?
Not bad.
I haven't seen it.
No, he's a total lunatic, which he had to be. But if you've never, it's early 90s, it's very difficult to find. I will say this. If you've never seen, there's an NC-17 version of Bad Lieutenant.
Uh-huh.
I used to own it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what happened to it. If you've never seen it, hide the women and children and give it a shot sometime. The first 45 minutes, my mouth is on the floor. It's one thing right after another. So,
of all people, Chris,
I know.
Of all things, Chris Russo's in the movie.
in multiple times.
It's like his voice, though, not him. His voice.
Just the voice. Yeah, driving around on the radio.
You got to win 4, not 3 now. You got to win 4.
Keitel is such a madman in the movie. He's a gambleaholic, alcoholic, hooked to drugs, prostitutes.
Pulling people over for no reason.
Russo's on the radio at one point. The game's going, or talking about it. It's not going Keitel's way, to put it mildly, right? He's probably all hopped up on coke at the time.
Yeah.
He gets out his pistol, he shoots the radio, and then he puts the siren on. Get out of my way! Oh, God.
Was it Cal Daniels hitting a double play, right? Was that what happened?
Was it the play-by-play of the game?
Cal Daniels hitting us a double play.
Yeah.
Starts cursing Cal Daniels.
Oh, that's solid.
Man, good
right.
times. Good times. Yeah, that's great.
Great feedback today on the whiffs, and there's more, too. I'm looking at all the emails coming in. I can't even keep up with them, actually.
I think the Flacco's a good one, too.
Well, very good.
It's, it was hard, buyer's remorse, but it's hard in Nevada with that market and then how the price moved. And it's like, can this happen?
But
could this be?
Right.
And
You also
God.
You had to decide if voters were going to not give it to Hamlin.
Sure. Yeah. That was the toughest thing. It just seemed like a layup.
Sure.
Well, he got on the field. It's over.
That's because
we just saw with Alex Smith. If he gets on the field, it's over. The guy almost lost his leg. 9 surgeries, whatever.
All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll get to in-pocket plays coming up next. And, based on you can never handicap human emotion, with Ryan Sandberg, the legend, passing away last night, maybe some creative ways to bet this Cubs-Brewers game tonight.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right, no problem with Bassett. Earned runs allowed over 2.5. That was a winner in the first inning as he gets torched and the Blue Jays get buried like they did again in the game 1 of a doubleheader. But Sanchez had nothing. 2-0 Phillies early, and that was it. And they took a lot of money last night as well. And that moved like 20 cents on the run line. The White Sox get it done again, and the Astros team total, it's a swing and a miss there. cannot hit right now. Lost 5 in a row and scored 8 runs. Damn. Good card tonight. A lot of stuff going on. Check out that total in the Sparks Aces WNBA game. Like, are we sure that the Aces should be favored? The Sparks have won 5 in a row. Listen, 92-88, 99-80, 93-86, 101-86, 101-99. Got a total like 176 in that game. 96-81, 97-89, the 2 meetings.
Just have to avoid the 8-point quarter.
Yeah, no kidding, like the sky. Okay. 2 units. 2 units on this one. I think you'll be surprised. So the Miami Heat in clutch games last year went 14-28. They won 37 games. With all the Butler mess that hijacked their season.
Right.
All these teams are down in the East. All these injuries. I respect Spo. Great coach. Not in love with the roster, though, but still. They won 37 games in a loaded Eastern Conference, and now all these superstars are they better than Indiana? Maybe. How bad is Boston? Who knows? But if I got to 37 last year, and that was my record in clutch games, and I can go over 36 and a half, and I don't have the Butler mess this year?
Well, you better watch out. You better watch out for the team that I have in pocket here coming up in about 2 minutes.
Okay. Eagles under 11.5 wins.
Where are the Bills?
Eagles under.
Okay.
Well, I hadn't heard Lou yet. 8-1 last year in 1-score games. Kellen Moore leaves. They were healthy for the most part. But this year, 2 back-to-backs with road games. They closed Washington, Bills, Washington, 11 games against playoff teams from last year. The big boys, the 8-1 and 1-score games as well. We loved them last year. And again, I think they're a hell of a team. But in that division with that schedule to go get to 12 wins? No. And Eric Fetty's a national embarrassment. Over 3 earned runs at William Hill and DraftKings, minus 120. He's 3-10 with a 5.22, and St. Louis tells him to beat it, get out of here.
It's a bit strong. I would go maybe regional embarrassment.
Okay, fair enough. And then he's going for Atlanta tonight, and Mike Palm is right. Yes, the Royals are popular because Lou goes hot on a 4-0 run with a 2.38 ERA in his last 9. And then Aces Sparks over 175. Had to do it as I looking forward to that game tonight. Eclectic mix. There you go. Let's see.
All right, good luck, Pauly. So, bad. Last night, 0-3. Marlins no good. Bet him first 5 in for the game.
What a weird night.
Both losers.
Wasn't it?
Palante.
Sanchez, nothing. DeGrom, nothing.
Yeah.
Palante, Cy Young. Rockies win. White Sox win. Nationals win.
Yeah.
And the
by
madness
the way,
in the Red Sox game.
I don't even know if you saw everything that happened in this Mets game or not. So I bet them as well.
Okay, yeah.
Now, here's a stat. Teams following Sunday Night Baseball, when they play, this is from Scott Seidenberg here at VSiN, when they play the next day in a different city, they're now 2-11 on the year. That includes the Mets last night. But here's what happened in this game. Now, the Padres had a bunch of hits, probably should have had more runs than one when they did. It's 5-1 Mets. They got the cease as I expected. They couldn't even cash the first 5. Also, Vientos was robbed of a 2-run home run. Tatis had half his body over the wall when he caught that to bring it back in.
Oh.
So that would have been 7-6 before the home run, I think, in the 9th inning that put him up, or that tied the game at 6 apiece. I mean, a 5-1 lead can't contain that. Just brutal. But chins up, variance can be absolutely vomit-inducing. Mm-hmm. And so I've been negative long enough here during this bad stretch. I feel myself popping out of it here pretty soon. Making a couple of bets here, adding it to the portfolio tonight. This is for those of you in Florida at the Hard Rock. It's the only legal sports book in the entire state. They have a number. This is the team that I like in that division this year in the NBA. They have 24.5 wins on the Charlotte Hornets over even money. You already know how much I like this team. I bet them at 14-1 to make the playoffs. Yeah. I was making the case at 250-1 to win the division. This is after they won the Summer League. Other books have already moved to 27.5 wins.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. You can already find a 3. That 24.5 will not stay there.
Uh-huh.
So if you live in Florida, Hornets over 24.5 even money, just based on what's going on elsewhere, you can get creative later on. You need to bet that right now. And here is how I'm getting creative tonight with this Brewers-Cubs game. You had to go there. You had to go bring back up the idea of you can never handicap human emotion.
You have to.
Rhino passes away last night. Absolute legend. We opened the show with that today. You'll never have the Cubs on WGN happening ever again. Like, that was a thing of the 80s and it was so good, right? And the entire country, hell, beyond that, the world could watch their games. He meant a ton to that city, to that team, to the organization. You mentioned Council brought it up to the players right after the game last night.
Yep.
Here's how I'm going to get creative. So the top of the Cubs lineup tonight, they're taking on Quinn Priester, who's been awesome. These are all pizza money bets. Not going to go crazy here. But the top of the order tonight for the Cubs is Michael Busch, Kyle Tucker, Suzuki, and PCA. That's 3 lefties. Suzuki's a righty having a great year. I'm putting pizza money on all 4 of these players to hit a home run in their first at-bat. PCA is 14-1. Tucker is 17-1. Suzuki and Busch are each plus 1850. Want to have a little fun? The human emotion factor. That's how I'm going to do it tonight.
Good job. Great if that comes in.
Well, we'll see. One of them.
Yeah, I know.
Can we go back to back to back to back?
Yep. Hopefully a big night for the Cubbies. Yep. The $500 trifecta from G-Bank, First Bet, and VEASAN. All you need to do is open a G-Bank Visa signature credit card in the first 90 days, deposit and play through $1,000 at First Bet to trigger the $500 try. You get $200 in cash back rewards on your G-Bank Visa signature credit card. First Bet will give you a $100 deposit match. VEASAN completes the try with a free 6-month VEASAN Pro subscription. That's the $500 trifecta from G-Bank, First Bet, and VEASAN. Head to VEASAN.com/GBank. One-time promotion limited to customers opening a new account. In response to this offer will not apply to request to convert existing accounts. Apply today. Terms and conditions apply. Go get it.
Tweet here from Go Fast Tony. Alex Smith, comeback player of the year, should have been a mortgage bet back in 2020. I remember this for various reasons, Pauly. That was during the pandemic. And it was late April or early May of that year. I probably still have the rundown saved in my inbox.
Yeah.
Both you and Matt Humans made the case on the show. And much like my buddy in Seattle, I challenged you guys. I'm like, I don't know if I can buy in. Because I don't know if he was going to play a snap.
Was the Peter King comment already out there? I don't think so.
No, probably not.
No, it was not. Okay.
No, but you guys were basically saying if he gets on the field,
yeah,
it's going to be tough not to give him the award.
That's what Peter King then said, who had a vote, I think, before the season or right when early. Anyways, then he comes in, they win games, they go to the playoffs.
It's crazy.
It's incredible. Almost lost his leg.
Yeah.
What happened?
What do you have, 17 surgeries or something like that?
The 30 for 30 or whatever you want to call it. They did something on ESPN about him, and it was grotesque. They said it looked like a war guy coming back from war, what his leg looked like.
That's right. I forgot about that comment. Wow.
They didn't think he'd walk, let alone play football.
All right, tomorrow Glenn Clark's going to be on the show. He's live in studio. He covers the Ravens of Baltimore. He's been doing a show at Stadium Swim all week. We'll get into the Ravens and the AFC North tomorrow. Mike Palm's on the program tomorrow. Matt Humans is going to be on the show. I recommended a TV show yesterday here at the end. It's called The Hunting Wives on Netflix. Well, Jonathan Davis from here at VEASAN said, okay, I'll watch. He finished episode 3 last night. That's exactly where I'm at.
Yep.
And he told me that he needs a drink.
Yeah, he reached out. I'm looking forward to it. I guess I start that or Happy Gilmore too. Whatever. Did you read? You didn't read Stu's tweet, right?
Oh, get into that.
Here's the 2005 Kentucky Derby try paid $133,000. The Dollar Super paid $864,000. Thanks, Stu. You're the man.
Yeah.
Chris Massero also said it in as well. No one was cashing tickets after that one. He said.
No, nobody.
Yep. $133,000 trifecta. Oh my God.
Wow.
The Super. Almost $1 million for $1.
Can you imagine?
God.
All right, stay tuned. Prime Time's next for 4 hours into Cashing Out. Wake up early tomorrow. VEASAN by the books at 7 a.m. Eastern. Go cash some tickets tonight.